The call to the member for Hasluck.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Flying from Perth to Canberra on Sunday last week, I was fortuitous to share a flight with the great singer-songwriter Paul Kelly. He was on his way home from performing in Perth at the Red Hot Summer Tour, and along with other Aussie icons like Bernard Fanning, Missy Higgins and Mark Seymour, they got to perform to a terrific crowd at the Sandalford Winery, which happens to be in my electorate of Hasluck. It is an extraordinarily beautiful vineyard, and I had the good fortune to have lunch last week with Mr. Peter Prendeville, who is the family owner of the winery, and CEO Grant Brinklow. Firstly, to congratulate them for being a recipient of the Wine, Tourism and Cellar Door Grants program. It's a testament to the investment that they have put in, which is being backed in and matched by federal funding as well. But it was also an opportunity to understand their business aspirations for the area, their ideas and how we can fully capitalise on the value that comes from the Swan Valley. And whilst I appreciate Sandalford is one of our larger vineyards in the valley, I have also taken the time this past 10 months to meet with a number of different businesses, the myriad of businesses that support the Swan Chamber of Commerce, which I enjoy their functions regularly, and businesses like meeting with Andrea Romeo from Mondo Nougat, who has been a very strong advocate to making sure that the NBN and mobile phone coverage supports the business needs for the area. Because unlike some other parts, particularly across metropolitan Perth and the peri-urban area, this is not a built-up, densely populated area. So it has, for the last 10 years, been neglected to make sure that they have the support that they need to operate well. Because whilst there are few businesses and few residents, the number of people that visit the region number into 500,000 people a year, and those people need access to the same services as everyone else, particularly doing transactions on FPOS and running just a regular business, but taking selfies to share to Instagram and TikTok. That's the way businesses are promoted. So we need to make sure that both the businesses but also those visiting be able to bring the full experience and then share it beyond to grow. Understanding the value of the Swan Valley and also our Perth Hills, which has a strong alignment in terms of both culture, history, and also issues and challenges that we really want to work through. It really does require coordinated development, because the reality is there's very few places in the world where just 15 to 20 kilometres from the city you can be in amongst this beautiful area to enjoy and recreate. So we really want to begin that, understanding how we can corral the issues together and then have a constructive way forward. And some of these issues are big, and we're making significant investments in road and transport infrastructure. But with the roads, what we're seeing is the intent is to make them more efficient so people spend less time driving, which is fantastic. But this is a particular area that is essentially a tourist trail, so we need to be sensitive to how we manage and balance the needs of people trying to navigate from east to west and north to south, but being mindful also that this is a very precious tourist precinct and we want to keep that experience intact. The communications I've already alluded to, but both in the valley and up in the hills, it's very ad hoc as to the reliability of communications. And in the hills, it's largely a terrain issue. It's very difficult for satellite, not so much satellite, but for the regular towers to get through. So we are using increasingly satellites to address that problem. So we are using science and technology to be able to make advances there. NBN, thankfully, the government's got a significant commitment to fix the NBN, so I'll be very pleased over the course of this term to see those issues resolved once and for all. Public transport is also essential. So my own parents, who I'm very pleased are actually here in the gallery with me today, they actually lived out in Ellenbrook in around 2006, and my parents are a very frequent user of public transport. It is their preferred means of travelling whenever possible. But sadly, the funding for the Metronet rail to get out to there was never backed in to support the state at that time, so the project continually was delayed. But thankfully, it's back on track, and we expect that the station is being built now, so we do expect the opportunity for people to be able to travel.
Time has expired.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I give the call to the member for Durack.